because everyone ultimately wants freedom, and there's no freedom in being a wolf all the time either as well. Like if you want to be like, but do I really have to handle? You know what I mean? It's like,
But is that not like what is freedom in itself? I don't want to get all. So welcome back to Evolve today. No, thank you. You know what it is. Today, we're seated with Michael and
excellent.
Ngwenya. Before I actually get into that, what does Michael and where does Michael come from?
No, but it's about I am the Michael Ngwenya, so
Michael was
yeah, so Michael became my digital name.
so this is
Yeah.
I was actually gonna go into that now. So obviously you're a sales consultant, high ticket closer. We'll get into more of what that means and you'll explain to the viewers about more about what that sort of looks like on a day to day. But before I even go there, who were you before you became that person?
It's so when I think about it, Zebo, I mean, like a lot of my career in real estate was in the digital world. So Gang Spanela for a company that specialized in LinkedIn. Like it's like a LinkedIn agency. You know how you can have an agency, but that one only did LinkedIn.
LinkedIn work.
Yeah. So I did that. That burned me out. Well, I should say. If it's so then what I did after that is that I was like, let me look for roles or look for companies and look for jobs. And then I was like, okay, I already know LinkedIn. Let me look for jobs. And then I started getting into the skill of looking for jobs
Oh,
by itself. It's like, oh, I already know LinkedIn now. How can I use LinkedIn as a skill to help me find jobs? And then when I learned that, I had a friend of mine who was actually unemployed for like a year and 4 months with like a kid and a baby mama, or a wife, let me say that. And after a friend of mine told me it's there, like this one of our friends, he's been in this position. I was like, oh snap, why didn't you tell me? I didn't know.
yeah.
And then I worked with him, and then like he got a job in like 2 months after searching for a year and 4 months. And I was like, ah, I could do something here. And then I helped a few people. Then I was like, I'm just gonna be full like self-employed for like a year. Well, not for a year because it wasn't. I didn't have a definite time. But to me, I said, I'm just gonna be self-employed now. Screw it. Like, I'm not gonna look for another job. That thing burned me out anyway.
Yeah.
I shy man, but I didn't lock in, boy.
Yeah.
I didn't do what I said I'd do because I had to some joy and any who took me out of my way mental wise.
How did you handle mentally that timeline where it was like, I'm still this person and I need to learn how to do this
Yeah.
effectively. And I have this mentor who's telling me all of these things and they make sense on paper. When I try to do it practically, it's like there's a disconnect. It's like I have the reverse effect of the Midas touch. I touch it, it turns to bronze. When he touches it, the same thing, it's gold. So what is that like? What is that mental shift like? What was that like for you?
Yeah. See, I have to rationalize it like this, right? It's if you think about a guru, like Alex Hamosi, for example, it's easier for him because he's built social equity, for an example. Say, for an example, my boss has a close rate of like 40 to 45%, meaning out of every 10 calls, she's guaranteed to close about 4 to 4.5 of those calls.
Yeah.
I jump on my close rate is between 15 to 25%, right? Then I have to reflect. Number one, she or he created that service themselves and they were in that portfolio, in that career. So they are thinking they are off. I'm not. I am thinking I have to actually be possessed by that person's spirit to sell that offer the way they can sell it. So can you see how much of a psychological gap there is between me and there? And then number two, I'm coming in with the news. I've never done this skill before, this high ticket closing skill. So there's so many gaps that I have to now rationalize and realize and understand to make myself feel better than why I suck. There's no way that I could be this.
Yeah.
So when you are going to be selling somebody who's got a great brand, I'd say actually brand is everything, to be honest with you. That's one thing I've learned. I'd say brand is everything because their brands sell themselves. It's actually the job of, even as the scale of a high to the closer, 90% or 80% of the job is actually convincing the person who wants the service why they want the service by asking them a series of questions that, for an example, why is this the right time for you to solve this problem than later? And then you tell me why it's the right time. You see, I just used your psychology to convince yourself why you want what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Because you already bought in. That's why you're jumping on this call. You already bought into it. It's just now a matter of dealing with the series of objections or limiting beliefs of why you're not going to put $4,000 down for it. You see? So I'm here to actually help you feel good about putting down $4,000, but you already know you want it.
So it's more so like almost a financial therapist.
Yes,
on the call.
Yeah, like all it is, and that's another thing I learned. Objection handling, all it is you actually helping somebody overcome their own limiting beliefs. It's like if I was freaking what's this what's the guys personal trainer?
Yeah,
right. My job is to help you overcome your limiting beliefs of why you don't do it. That's all. Because I already know you want to be fit or slim or have a six pack, right? You already want all these things. You're already in the gym. You already got skin in the game. Now it's okay. Pay me 10,000 to be there to help you overcome yourself. Now the conversation's uncomfortable because you're like, still 10,000. Yeah, but why do you want it? And then why are we having this conversation? I always wanted to be this. Okay, why are you wasting time? You see, so that's all it is.
You're getting that person. Yeah, I'll never forget. Before I learned the concept of high ticket sales and being sold to.
Yeah,
I remember when I was starting my
your story is actually crazy. Actually,
yeah, when I was starting my AI business. So just like everyone else who was like probably around my age gap or age group, around 17 to 24 years old, you want to make a little bit extra cash. You go on YouTube, you start doing some research, you stumble across something, you go in a deep dive, you go into the rabbit hole, you press the link in the description.
Sure.
You know, you go to their free resource, you go through the free resource, you schedule a call. Yeah. This is the bread and butter to this stuff. Because now looking at it now about how I get clients, it's the exact same thing. You go to their free resource, you schedule a call. I jump on the call. You forget that you're actually on this call to talk about this thing. The call becomes more about, so what are your goals, and can you describe your vision in the next 5 years? Where do you want to live? What do you want it to look like?
You see?
And then you start
They got you
around the neck.
They got you.
And you start to think, oh, so you're no longer thinking rationally.
Yeah.
They frame you into this position where you're thinking emotionally. Right? So now I'm thinking, man, high-rise apartments, Dubai. And they're like, okay, monthly, what are you looking at? How much do you want to make? You know? And all of these questions actually, like this whole process is more so, I think, if I'm being honest, it's probably 75% of the whole call.
Exactly. Right? 100%.
And then 25% at the end. Where it's like, they've already gotten the buy-in. Like, okay, I'm going for it, I'm here. Then they'd be like, okay, so this is how 1, 2, and 3 works. So that thing, it's so crazy when you don't know about it. But once you realize it, it's like, oh, there is
methodology,
such a psychology to this. And with you, it actually stems into my next question. Working with a US or a first world country, or a company that's based in a first world country, you realize the level and the deepness of the analytics that they go into, that they dive into. What was that like for you?
As in like what? Like
There's just so many different concepts for measurement, for how we're performing.
Yeah.
It's not just are we winning or losing?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it profit or loss?
Yeah.
No, there's conversion rates.
There's conversions.
There's so many
offer
different
rates.
there's offer rates.
There's so much, yeah.
What was that like?
Sure, bro.
Figuring out those
Because remember,
patterns?
like I'm also in a data. I sell AI, ML, machine learning. So it's data, machine learning. I basically sell career coaching services to data science and machine learning professionals. So number one, you're selling to super highly intelligent, highly analytical individuals in a very financially rewarding career right now. And your boss was like that as well. Freaking dude, like the Excels, and you're like, and there's times where I just get stuck. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. You literally, you're just there with your thumb up your butt, and like you just nothing. What am I gonna do? And you in the room with these super smart people, and they have to tell you that no, it's not enough that you say we're gonna change 1, 2, 3. But why are you saying that? What's the information? What are the numbers saying to motivate that you're gonna do that? It's not just about how you feel. Like, yeah, but this is my experience. Yeah, but your experience is only unique to you. So you need to tell us what the numbers are saying as well. You see?
So they make everything logical.
So that everything is super logical. Everything is always super logical. Everything. And it helps you see how like the world works in that side. Because Americans are very capitalistic. And like we are like you know what I mean?
Yeah. This point.
They're very logical, they're very capitalistic. But that explains why they're good at making money too. Yeah.
Do you find that obviously the core serves as itself? You're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with.
Yeah.
And obviously when you're working, those are going to be your co-workers.
Yeah.
Do you find that logic and reasoning has filtered into other aspects of your life?
Sure.
In terms of, like, let's say you're courting a woman, right? And then you now start thinking about the deep analytics of her actions and saying, okay, cool, she's done 1, 2, and 3. What does this mean?
Yeah, I'd say it does. I'll say the things that you learn do filter in with how you treat and relate to other people. Like now, I question people on why would you say that? Why do you think this? Where does this come from? So that they could hear it out of their own mouths instead of, because normally what I do initially is I preach something to someone. You need to change. You need to be better. You need to. Now I don't do that as much anymore. Now it's I just ask them why, how questions so that they tell me, and then I use that to loop back into what I want from them, so that they can analyze their actions, and I just take that and I loop it back into what I can get out of them. Most importantly, for their benefits, or even if it's for my benefit. Most of the time, like in a relationship, if you ask, let's say, your girl or whoever, even in a friendship, okay, so why did you think it was right for you to do that? Okay, like, oh, okay. And but based on how I responded, did you get information that this is actually something that was good for me? Or you see, oh no, I saw that that wasn't a good thing. Okay, then why continue? You see, okay, like it's important that you have people filter out their actions and what they do, and then you have them say it with their words why they see from it. It also helps you understand how people think as well, because that's information that you could use to decide whether 1, 2, 3 person is worth the time or not, if that makes sense.
That's so shifting, and it's what I've been coming to terms with over the past couple of weeks, obviously dealing with my own situation and the duplicity that I had placed myself in. I wasn't asking myself those questions. And I'm sure when you learn skills like that, like you said, they leak into other aspects of your life. So you find that, okay, you didn't set the alarm clock, or you set the alarm clock at 4 a.m. to wake up this morning, you woke up at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Instead of crushing yourself, okay, why did I do that? Why did I do that? You actually get further ahead than just it be a competition of you yelling at yourself or you yelling at this person. So in confronting that duplicity, it was very critical that I did that. And I found, I think you had suggested journaling, and I gave it a try. It was like, it doesn't even have to be a thing of you being this, idealist person writing all of these aesthetic ideas, because a journal is for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it would be a thing of why, question mark.
Yeah.
And then you sit and you think, and then you write.
Yeah.
And then you realize, as you write, you've known this answer all along,
exactly.
but you've just never written it down. You've never said it out loud.
Yeah.
And I feel like people that it stems into all aspects of their lives. They know what they need to do. They just feel like they just always need that extra bump at the end.
Yeah.
Now, do you find that with learning that skill, you still fall into that pattern of being that person that's like, I just need that extra bump to develop. I need that extra bump.
Yeah, I think we all like that. Because it doesn't matter even if I know what I'm doing. I'm still a human as well. I'm still going to fall under the same coding of a human. Yes. I also, say for an example, I wanted to be better at XYZ skill. I still have someone who's going to also question me. Okay, why do you want to be better? You see, even though I know, but I still need to fall under that before I put in XYZ money down.
Yeah.
So as a human being as well, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, you know it. It doesn't matter if you as smart and as logical as possible. You're not going to be 10 out of 10, even in anything that you set out to do. Just no way. Some days, maybe, freak, like, as a guy, you'll be hormonal yourself and be like, flip, I don't feel like something's off.
Yeah.
But I did everything right, but something's off. And that's just it. That's life.
When you're in that moment, it's in the thing of you sit, you allow yourself to feel that, and hope that, okay, over time, it's going to dilute itself into the back of my mind, right? This emotional noise is going to dilute itself into the back of my mind. Or is it a thing of you confront it with those steps?
You see, I guess it's your relationship between yourself, right? Like, there's just no amount of feeling that's just going to make you sometimes snap out of it. In fact, what do you, like, if you had to think about it, it's this guy said something. He said, what as human beings, what we don't understand is that the more you use of that something, the more of it you have.
Yeah.
Like, the more you use the muscle, the more muscle you have. That's why bodybuilders are so buff. It's because they use that muscle that much. Or the utility of it, even if it's at that volume. You see? So sometimes, bro, I know, logically you know, I'm not going to feel that kind about this, but it has to be done.
Yeah.
And you only feel like as you're doing it. And that's it, you see. So you just have to get out of bed and do it. It's terrible. It's terrifying. I know for sure that, I went through, it was bad being scorched and criticized and burnt every day and criticized to the point of you being better at what you're doing. Like daily constant. Why didn't you do this? Why was it like that? This is what you should do better. Okay, go do it. Tomorrow you do it. Didn't work out. It didn't have the same result. More criticism. Constantly. It's you literally a sword in the fire, being hit and hit all over and over and over again until you are fine and sharp.
Right. I actually have an analogy for that. It's almost as if you start out, let's say if you're starting out at this new skill, you start out as a cinder block.
Yeah.
And whether it be you yourself who's going to be the architect, or a mentor, or someone that knows how to do the thing is going to be the architect. And they're just going to chip away at you, like chip away pieces of you until they have a sculpture of who you're supposed to be. Until there's now I'm losing.
Yeah.
There's the Greek god that we've been looking for.
Yeah.
But that process is
terrible. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
It's disgusting.
And when you have to turn that and do it to yourself as well, it's bad. I was telling a friend of mine, like, they were criticizing me on something, because I'm always telling them that you need to take this criticism. And they criticized me on something that I should have done better. Even for me, turning around and being like, okay, it's my turn to take it. It's not comfortable. It's not.
It's
not good, bro.
It goes back to it's a biblical principle, but it's at the same time it's also biological. It's like you yourself, you'll tell yourself that you are X person when you know that you actually XY.
Yeah.
You know, mean it. So I'll be more specific. You go to the gym, you're getting fit. However, when you go home, you eat a cheeseburger and chips, and then have in your mind you're like, no, I'm a healthy person. That's what you tell yourself. However, you're not aligned. You're not aligned completely with the idea or the image that you're selling yourself. Therefore, you're actually losing more confidence. You're becoming more anxious. You're heightening your emotional stress, and your cortisol level are just rising in general because you're basically living in the middle of two different roads, and your arms are being pulled in each side of
different directions.
So that whole, I think I'm starting to realize now that this lessons and ideas and skills that you learn from sales as a whole are actually just so fundamental in just life lessons in and of itself, because once you align yourself with the whys, the hows, and the whats, you actually feel more content with yourself. And that's when the confidence starts to build. I mean, have you noticed that as well?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. 100%, bro. It just doesn't take away the fact that it's you can rationalize everything, right? But it's still hard. And that's the hard part. It's still hard. Like, you could rationalize and ask yourself all these whys, and they actually make sense. Even when you come to go to the gym or you do whatever, confronts XYZ relationship, that sucks. But it's hard. And that's the part that still and that's what you still have to confront, you see. And I feel like what we do is that we think that because we've intellectualized and rationalized everything, it's going to take out that one fundamental part of the equation.
Yeah.
And that X equals hard. And you think it's going to make it better. No. It's just still hard. And the thing is, it only gets easier the more you do the hard stuff. And you can't change that. You can't.
I want to shift to something more practical, still aligned with the virtues of what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
And so I remember you spoke about this coaching program that you're offering, that you're running in your own business, right?
Yeah.
Also, adjacent to that, you're obviously doing this sales role for this virtual company.
Yeah.
What does the time and energy allocation of resources look like for you?
It's actually been very bad for for example, because I started a new job, meaning I need to stack a new skill. All my life went into that. Until you realize that, oh no, I've fallen into the trap. Actually, your job is the side hustle. Your business is never a side hustle. And it starts to click in, and the more you get burnt out, it's like, oh, I see. Because at the end of the day, no job will ever satisfy you. Even if it does pay you X money, you may hate the fact that you don't have freedom, or you may hate the fact that someone has to criticize you every day, or you may hate the fact that you're not in control of your life. Then you're like, oh, I see now. I'm trapped again.
Yeah.
So I would say I've made a mistake, and I made a mistake of making it primary. It should never be primary. Never, ever. And I don't know, like, your jobs are different, obviously, but it should never be primary. Like, when you get your first gig, yeah, work hard, but just know it's not number one, because ultimately you know what you want, and what you actually want is freedom. Exactly. Financial freedom, spiritual freedom, emotional freedom, psychological. You just want to feel free, bro. So whatever happens, that's where the mistake I made. And now that I have to stack that again by looking at my schedule and say, okay, again, I have to confront them how hard it is not having a life. Like, oh, this sucks. No, but I can't have it all. I just have to do the job and build a business. That's just not the way.
Going into it, I'm sure as a person who's in the exact same situation, is there ever a point where do you ever think to yourself, when am I Or when does the point come where I say I have to jump? It's one or the other now.
Yeah.
Or is it a thing of can you really live in with those two lives together? Like can we separate success and fulfillment?
Mm.
Or does it have to be one thing? Like sustainability, fulfillment is your business.
Yeah.
You're running all of these social projects, etc. For example, the coaching program, you're helping people get hired, helping them provide financial resources for their families, etc. Your job, it's very logical, it's very analytical. You know, can you or should you combine fulfillment and success, or should those two concepts remain separate?
I guess it's based on what the journey is like as you run the journey. Because you don't know, right, until you're in it. You don't know, like, for example, you don't know whether working as a software developer is going to fulfill you when you have the job. Number two, you don't know that business that you're working on is going to ultimately fulfill you. You just have an inkling, you have an instinct that this is what I want to do, you see. But lo and behold, that's the glory of being young. Is that that's why they say youth is wasted on the young. It's because you just do whatever and you figure it out. You have to, and that's actually what you're supposed to do. So I would say, number one on the first question, when do you know when to jump? For me, it's at the threshold of pain. When I knew that I'm in pain, working for someone else, I know I have to jump, or else the pain is perpetual. It literally never ends. In fact, it compounds the older you get, because if I make a hand pregnant, now I got a kid, then I got a hand, and guess what? I'm still depressed and I'm stuck. I've now compounded my pain. It's buried. Now it's just the pain compounds.
Yeah.
And say, or I can say, okay, now I'm in a threshold of pain. Now I have to make a pivot, or else I'm gonna stay here and it's gonna be 5 to 10 years deep. Or I can choose another pain. This pain is gonna be sore, right? Because I'm still not gonna have much of a social life. But guess what? I know what I'm working towards. I don't even know whether that whatever I'm pursuing is going to ultimately fulfill me or even give me a financial reward.
Yeah.
But it's just the inkling, the instinct,
The feeling
that it's better than this though. So let me go for it. Does that make sense? Yeah.
With the fulfillment thing, okay, I need to start with this one. The coaching program that you're running, is that fulfilling?
The coaching program that I'm running.
For the
You see, that's another thing. That's why I said you only know the journey as you walk it. Right now, I actually got into a place where I was like, actually, wait a minute, what are my skills? Like, what are my true skills? And I actually realized that my skills are, I think, what we discussed the other day of number one, LinkedIn, and helping people convert LinkedIn into opportunities. So that is the crux of my skill. I could use that however I want. Right. Now I'm actually thinking, with what I'm doing, is this the maximum reward that I can get for my skill? Like, if I'm gonna sacrifice my time, my life, is this really the money, the max that I can make? And when the answer was no, no, I mean, when the answer was I can do more and make more for less, then I have to make a pivot. So I'm at a point where now I'm making a pivot, using the same skills, but to do something different with what I have.
Yeah.
Because I have to convert my skills, my time into the maximum reward. The most of the time when you work with, and I've seen it even with the coaching programs that I'm selling to people in the States, is that you're still selling to consumers. Consumers can be very cash bound, whereas businesses have more access to money. Consumers have money, but it depends who you're targeting. The people I was targeting in South Africa, with my data was telling me that these people do not have money in their pocket right now. And even when they do, they want to make payment plans.
Yeah.
So I have to make a change to say, okay, it's either I stay here, I'm going to keep working with people who don't have that much, let me say, what do you call it? People who just have money laying around, use that word.
I think it's
I forgot.
liquid.
Yeah, let's just liquid cash. It's either I stay and I service a group or target market that don't have that much financial liquidity or cash on hand, or I make a pivot and I start targeting people who know the value of getting XYZ opportunity or XYZ money, and they have the money. Even if I just work with 4 clients a month, I get maximum amounts of return for myself.
Yeah.
And then I use this as a vehicle to potentially leave this thing of being ever employed by someone else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard, and I know exactly what you mean. It's like you try to strike the balance between I'm starting, therefore I need to provide as much value as possible in order for my offer to be irresistible.
Yeah.
However, I also need to strike the balance between that
Yes.
and making it scalable.
Yes.
How can I? Obviously, I can't grow, and I can't maintain the value gained from this offer if I add people,
Yeah.
right, or add clients.
Yeah.
So how can I add clients and still maintain the irresistible offer aspect of the business? And it's so hard finding that balance. And I think Alex Omozi talks about in the beginning, it's like it's not supposed to be scalable.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it's not supposed to be scalable.
100%.
You are supposed to be the person that responds when they text you at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
asking about.
Exactly.
So what did you say? I must put at this part of my LinkedIn profile again?
Yeah, exactly.
You're supposed to be the person that responds.
Exactly.
And then from that point onwards, then you can look at a solve
Yes.
for that constraint.
Yeah.
But as people, we like to think of it in reverse almost. It's
Exactly.
like forget me here, imagine the person across the screen watching this. They haven't started anything yet.
Yeah.
They're thinking of starting, and they have all these grand plans of starting. And they're already thinking, when I'm having client number 3, 4, and 5, who's going to be doing my editing? I should get an editor. Let me go take some editors.
Yeah.
Mind you, the business isn't even registered. So as people, we just love to go step 4, 5, 6 before consulting with step 3, 2, and 1. First.
Even finance wise, I won't lie. I had a purview of what some, like, I know folks who they were actually selling their services at $100, and then when they got 5 to 10 clients, they just went from $100 to $3,000 because they had to just prove that I can really do this, and they had to get the other people's testimonials. See, the new people don't know that you were at $100 because your outreach was just DMs, right? It's the people that only the people you worked with in the past know. And they're like, damn, other people had paid $3,500 or $3,000 for this.
That actually even, sorry to cut you there. That actually even happened with the program that I got sold into.
Yeah.
Whereas it was in reverse.
Yeah.
So I paid $9,000, you see, and then I come around 6 months later and I see the offer on an ad, and it's $5,000.
You see?
So now I'm like, so I'm the joke.
They've proven the value of what it could do. Now it's like, okay, it's just to make the money do backflips. And that's what they do. And that's what you have to do to actually start. It's like, if I know that I just need 5 guys, those 5 guys are going to be my champions. And I'm going to make, some of them even work for free. They do the work for clients for free. Yeah. And after that, they just charge them. And you won't know, other people won't know.
Yeah.
You see, those are the tactics that you use to get started, to make things better for yourself, to be honest with you.
Another one that someone may think about is like, there's nothing that sells like results. That's obvious. Nothing sells like results. However, there is still, what I realized, there is still a certain level of sales skill that you still need to have, regardless of you having the results.
Yeah.
Because what I've actually even noticed, that it can have the inverse effect if you don't know how to sell. You hop onto a call with a potential customer or buyer, and you just pitch results at them. I did 1, 2, and 3 for this person. I did 1, 2, 3 for this person. Now they're sitting there like, why? Like, why? Why are you telling me this? Like, I don't understand. And it's almost you almost make them uncomfortable.
See what I mean? Because now you're convincing them. I remember when I used to work for a marketing agency back then, they used us as models to go have some shoots at the beach. And we were happy because we were like, at least we're not going to be in the office. And then some girl said something that actually stayed with me until now. She said, it's nice being here, but until she realized, I can't go home. Because as much as I'm not in the office, they told us that we're going to be at the beach. But now that I'm at the beach, I also just can't go home. Because I'm told I have to be at the beach. So in the end, I'm not ultimately free. Like I am still in a lesser prison than the office, but I still am told what to do. I can't just leave.
Yeah.
So freedom is having that ability to just say, actually, maybe not, eh? Like, today's not the day. And everything else and everyone else can wait.
I think what you realize is like there is no outcome or goal that is definite.
Yeah.
That is, this is what I want, and it comes with everything that I want. Everything is just so split up and so fractured, where it's actually more of a, what am I willing to trade off for this?
Exactly.
What am I willing to let go of to gain?
Yeah.
Who am I willing to become versus the comfortability of staying the same right now? It's that thing like you said of like climbing cringe mountain.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the trade-off?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can stay here.
No one knows me.
No one knows me. I'm not doing anything cringe.
I'm not doing anything cringe. I'm safe. I'm comfortable. Yeah. But guess what? Because no one knows me, my business doesn't grow faster or as fast enough, which means I stay in this economic bracket, which means I stay eating the same things that I say that I don't want to eat, and I want to make enough to have X, Y, Z. I want to be the guy who says, you know what, babe? Trips on me this Friday, Cape Town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you forego all those freedoms because by deciding to be, not to have the cringe or the climb cringe mountain, no one knows you, and guess what? It's fine, and that's it. Or you can be cringe, you can embarrass yourself because it's part of being cringe. Someone will just say, "Why did you post that, bro?"
What were you thinking?
What were you thinking? You know, like,
please peek at
like, why would you say that? Like, I even look at the things like people when they start out, and you're like, damn, like this guy, this is so cringe. How the hell? And what he is now, it's crazy. It's and that's what we have to do. It's the trade-off. It's the great trade-off. I think someone said, like, if you don't sacrifice for what you want, I think they said what you want becomes a sacrifice, or you become the sacrifice.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Because if you don't really ultimately sacrifice for what you want,
you sacrifice what you want.
Yeah, you sacrifice what you want.
There's always a sacrifice.
There's always a sacrifice.
There's even this. It's actually a biblical term as well. It's like you have you yourself in the middle, and you have the devil on the side, and you have God on the side.
Yeah,
I think you've heard this one before. When you sit on the fence, and you're like, God is saying, I come with the 1, 2, and 3. However, you need to forget about 1, 2, and 3 to live in.
Yeah.
And the devil says, I come on 1, 2, and 3, and you need to forget about these ways of life, right? And then you're like, I'll take the best of both worlds. So I'll be the guy that goes to church, that prays, reads his Bible, treats everybody in his life well. But I'll also be the guy that on a Friday night, I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
And the crazy part is that, though, if you make it a biblical reference or a biblical context, is that the other master actually can't go in the middle, whereas the other master is fine with you being in the middle.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So, like, in a God sense, God's like, I actually don't want lukewarmness. I don't want people in the middle. In fact, I actually prefer that you're on the other side. And the devil's like, I'll take you in the middle. You can be in the middle. I'll take what I can get.
You don't have to. You can even take a step in my direction. I'll take you like that.
Like, it's fine.
And people get so, sorry to cut you off there, but people get so caught up with that. It's like, what they also don't realize is that God, on this side of the equation, this master, he is willing to take you as you are. He says to you, come to me as you are. That doesn't now mean, he doesn't say change your life and then come to me. So, okay, horrible example, but it's the only one I can think of right now. The stripper that dances on Saturday goes to church on Sunday. She's judged by her peers, but she's not judged by God, because he says, come to me as you are. We will change you inside out. He doesn't say he changes you outside in, because you have to change first what's in here, so before you can change what's out here.
Yeah.
Like I've been talking about this whole episode, just in a different
Yeah.
context. And the other master, like you said, he's saying, be lukewarm. Actually, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is you're living a duplicity, and there's a very thin line between living a duplicity and committing to God and saying, God, this is who I am right now.
Yeah.
Please heal me inside so that I can change what I am on the outside.
Yeah.
There's a very thin line between that concept and the concept of today I'm this.
Yeah,
today I'm
exactly.
that.
And that's why you said commitments. I remember it was Ella Tomosi who said, like, commitment is the elimination of alternatives.
Mm.
And that's what if you think about it, that's what commitment is. Commitment is like if you have to pick your girl, you say I'm committed to her, or she's now my wife, or you're saying I'm eliminating other options,
Exactly.
even if they're better than you.
Mm.
Do you understand? That is a super serious choice. Like you say, I know others could be better. Like I'm eliminating them for you. Now, I know that I'm not, and there may actually come a time where I actually don't like you, or I don't feel positive about you, but I'm eliminating those options. And even worse, you even go higher and say, you could be sick. If I have to wipe your ass, I'll still choose you versus another bombshell, but she who wants me, and here you are bedridden. I still have to choose you. That is a sickening level of like commitment, and that's what like commitment is. It's saying, damn, like I've eliminated my options, and this is what I gotta do. And that's just how it is, especially with spirituality or certain super serious things that we choose to take up in our lives. And that's why I said it's hard, bro. Like you can't escape how hard that stuff is. The only thing that makes it less hard is doing it over and over again. But if you're waiting for something to just click, it never clicks. And that's one of the things that we do even in sales is that you just ask someone, hey, how long have you been struggling with this again? Actually, I've been looking for a year now, made over 1,000 applications. And you're like, damn, that must be tough, right? Yeah, it's hella tough. Okay, so, like, when are you going to decide to change? I want to change. If I told you right now, if I showed you a path to change right now, would you take it? Yeah, definitely. It's $10,000. Nah. But wait, but you said you want to change. And you've tried everything else, right? Yeah, I have. Then why not try this? Nah. You see, so now it's a battle of resting with people's limiting beliefs that are keeping them stuck.
Yeah.
And one of the things that show you're stuck is the price of change. It's like, okay, you want to change, this is the price of change. Watch. You're going to backflip on what you said you wanted to change. Oh, you said you wanted to be a loyal guy, right? This is the price of wanting to be a loyal guy. You are now no longer supposed to go clubbing or live a nightlife at night with other single men. In fact, at all. Because you want to be committed.
Exactly.
So you have to eliminate the opportunity of temptation. That's the only way. You don't get to negotiate with temptation.
Yeah,
you gotta run for your life.
It's the only one. It's literally the only one.
Pray, even pray. Like you think people get spiritual and say, "Nah, I want to pray about it." Nah, nigga, you gotta run and then pray.
You gotta run and pray.
You don't have time. All in front of you.
Yeah.
But God, you know. Nah,
and you really yourself. Because when you live in this duplicity, you'll think about it. You'll convince yourself that it's possible.
Yeah.
Like, no, I can pray while running towards the temptation. I'm gonna fight it.
You don't
do that.
And
run the other way.
Experience will teach you that, because when you're young, you think that, and it's actually normal to think that when you're young. But as you grow, you're like, oh, I see how this works. Like, this is supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
It's what I told you the other day. I'm like, if you think as a man you're only gonna want women, all the best. You really believe that? You really believe you're only gonna want one girl? You delusional.
Yo, still,
you are so delusional.
but
You think you only ever want one chick?
commitment.
Pardon?
What we talked about
Yeah,
commitment.
yeah, and that's what commitment is, because you have to accept that I'm gonna want other chicks while I'm with my girl, but I'm gonna have to eliminate those girls. You get me? And you need to be honest with that instead of like deluding yourself and thinking I'll never have a desire. And some guys even enter another level of delusion by thinking their girls are only one thing to oh, he knows that.
It's a difficult thing, bro.
It's just being human.
Because there will always be someone who has something that you don't.
Yeah. Facts.
There will always be someone who has something that you don't. The same way on the other hand, on the other leg as well, right? So you, for example, I make this example with the music because everyone understands it. You're this, you come with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drake comes and he buys your girl a Maybach.
Yeah.
What do you do now? do you see the thing that you're faced with now?
There's a line where he actually said his recent track and recent album is like, if I call your girl right now, bro,
she's picking
up.
It's
you better pick up, bro. And that's what it is.
So essentially, that's essentially what a relationship should be. It should just be commitment.
Yeah. Exactly.
In the way that we've just described it.
Yeah, exactly.
So much sense.
Because there is someone who's better. There's always going to be someone better. Always. They're both ways.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to wrap it up, there's actually one question that I've thought about, and I actually don't have an answer to.
Yeah.
So you actually have an answer to it. Through the experiences that you gained in your life thus far. And it's that if you were to find out that you're going to die today, what would you have said to yourself yesterday if given the opportunity to live longer?
Yeah, it's actually very hard to answer. Like, I'm not one of those guys who thinks, I mean, some people say, spend more time with family, spend more time with friends. I actually think I'll tell myself, all you must do, right, is actually focus on creating a better life for your family and yourself going forward, even if it means for the next period of life, because everyone will get to enjoy you way better if you do that now. Because guess what? If you don't have that in the next 5 years, you're going to be all up in your head thinking, damn, what if I just did it? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What that looks like, I don't know. All I know is one thing, is that there's only one, there's a freedom that we all chase, and the whole entire system is built on it. The matrix is built on that, and that is, you got to by any means possible. Okay, maybe by not all means possible, but by any means possible, you've got to get that freedom, bro. It's worth everything. And you only know that when you burnt yourself out living the way they told you to live. Like, get the job, do this, do that. Some people are really good at that. I mean, I think the CEO of Standard Bank makes over, I think, 30 plus mil, 20 plus 30 mil a year.
And his resume is
and his resume is
a script.
Some people are built for it, but you need to know what you're built for. And when you know what you're built for, you need to be a whole for what you built for. Like ultimately, because that is what's going to give you bread and butter, and that's what's going to give you a better life and your family a better life, and will get you out of your head and you actually start living life. What actually steals you from living life is you being in your head. And what makes you live in your head so much is you not being active in what you know you should be doing. So just 80% of your life should be focused on doing what you know you need to do. If you think about it, because at least you die with a clean conscience. Like,
I made my bed this
I
morning.
did what I did. Like, imagine, like when Kobe Bryant died, he died knowing, bro, I did everything. At least, bro, like at least, like I could just say, that's my last breath.
Yeah.
Like, but you, you know what I mean? You're overthinking, doubting yourself, freaking, and it's like that. The system keeps you in that loop, especially with the digital tools we have, day in and day out, like hating yourself. And that's another thing. It trickles into self-hate when you know you're not doing what you need to do, when you know you got more petrol in the tank and you're not burning it, and you freaking hate yourself. You hate your life even more now on your way to dying. So what am I just doing? You know, just die empty. Like, that's better, actually. I think that's better. You know, it's like natural dopamine. When you woke up, you did what you had to do. Yes, you didn't get the result, but how proud you feel knowing that, flip, bro. I did it. Like, I tried my best today. Even if I'm at 80% max.
Right.
That's better, boy.
Than scrolling.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd say that.
It's where it comes from, is the confidence.
Yeah.
I think that's even a quote. It's like, confidence is literally, it's not you speaking affirmations to yourself in the mirror. It's a stack of proven results that you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
You are the person who wakes up and prays and makes their bed and writes down their goals and then goes out throughout the day and executes those things.
And you also can't make it too hard for yourself to achieve, because we do that too. Like, you have to make it super easy. Like, maybe I don't need to do 10 things. Maybe I should just do one, so that I can feel the reward of doing that one thing. Maybe I don't need to wake up, jog 10 kilometers per day, and do this. Like, maybe let me just wake up, maybe it's 15-minute walk, take a shower, go do my work. You know what I mean? Like, don't make it extremely hard. Because that's what we tend to do when you're ambitious. You make your life so hard because there's so many things that you have to do. It's awesome. Yeah, bro.
But yeah, thank you so much, man. This has been really a really, really dope and insightful conversation. And I hope the person watching this can actually learn something, and not just learn and it dilutes the back of their mind, but learn, iterate, and act.
Thanks.
That's the goal.
Evolve. A banger. A banger. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.